Namaste, my dear parents and my dear little scientists. Myself, Kritika Ashok from GyanPro. GyanPro is an educational organization where we research, promote, and teach conceptual learning of science, where we make science make sense. To know more about us, you can visit our website, gyanpro.com, and our Facebook page. So, before getting started with the experiments, I have something to tell you. Let me just brief you about the background of this science workshop. Okay. Since 2014, GyanPro has been associated with Tanishq and has been conducting more than 75 science workshops to ignite young minds and also to inspire them about science. So at this moment, I would like to thank Mr. Arun Dwaraknath sir, who's a visionary of his team, who has always wanted to promote science education among people. So I'm really glad to be, GyanPro is really glad to be associated with Tanishq and Tata Groups. Also, at this moment, on behalf of all of us, I would like to thank Mr. Ratan Tata for his kind gesture of donating rupees 1,500 crores for our PM Relief Fund to fight against COVID. So my dear parents and my dear children, I know we've been hearing a lot about COVID-19, isn't it? So I'm here. So I made sure that I don't talk much about it. Rather, my only request is, let us all follow the guidelines and support our government to fight against COVID-19. So now, my dear scientist over there who's keenly watching me, I'm so sure that you're all excited about the workshop, isn't it? Yes. So here I have 6 experiments for you, and I know you are very much bored, yeah, and really disappointed that you couldn't attend the any of the science summer camps or any summer camp, isn't it? And that's the reason, in span of 3 days, we decided to come up with this online science workshop so that you don't miss out to explore the scientist within you. And also, please pardon us in case if there's any interruption or if there's any flaw with respect to the lighting or the audio or the setup here. And this workshop is majorly designed for the age group 7 years to 11 years. So that doesn't mean rest of you all are not allowed to watch. You can definitely watch and have fun. So, my dear little scientists, I hope you are ready for the workshop. Yes? Okay. So now let me ask you a question. What do you know about science? When you hear this word called science, what comes to your mind? You can always, post your answer on our comment box. Let it be an interactive session. Alright? So what comes to your mind when I say science? Science is about studying of nature. Science is about everything, isn't it? Science influences most of the aspects of our everyday life. Do you all agree? Let me give you an example. For example, we breathe, isn't it? There is science involved. You inhale, exhale, right? We eat food, science is involved. We cook food, science is involved. Now, if you have to move from one place to another place, what is required? Transportation. There, science is involved. So, without science, it is really difficult for us to be. Don't you think? Yes? So, science is very important. Along with this, I would also want to add, science is just not a subject. Yes? Science is fun. Science is very simple. It's just that we complicate it. We think it is very hard by just seeing those formulas. Yeah? But science is really fun. So here I have 6 experiments with me. Let us explore the experiments and have fun. Alright? So what are the do's and don'ts that we have to follow? I hope most of you would love to become a scientist. Yes? But what I would like to tell is, each one of you are born scientists. Don't you think? Yes. So what is the secret behind these scientists? What does scientists do? He invents. Yeah? He discovers. Well, but what is that secret behind it for making the scientists to invent or discover? So I found out that secret. It's nothing but scientists follows 3 important rules. And I'm very happy to tell those 3 important rules. The first rule is to observe. Second, analyze. And third, conclusion. So these are the 3 basic rules that every scientist follows. So I hope even you follow these 3 rules so that one day even you become so-called scientists. Yes? So now let me read out the experiments that we are going to demonstrate today. The first activity that we are going to do is inflate the balloon. Okay. Second, we have do not open the bottle. Third, we have rising water. And then we have anti-gravity water, followed by milk art, and finally magic mud. So my little scientists, I hope you are ready with all these materials. Yes. And my sincere request, when I am performing the experiment, I don't want you all to do it simultaneously with me. Instead, follow these 2 rules, which is that, what is our first rule? Is observe. And the second rule is to analyze. Okay, you have to observe how am I doing the activity. And second, you have to analyze how much of chemical am I adding to the, using for our experiment, and what color is the chemical. These are analysis, and once the experiment is done, let us conclude. And in case if I am not audible, you can definitely leave a comment. Let me know about it. Okay. So now, shall we start with our first experiment? That is, inflate the balloon. So for this activity, the materials required are empty bottle, vinegar, baking soda, funnel, balloon, and spoon. So hope you guys are ready. Okay. What is the first rule? Observe. So step 1, I'm going to fill this balloon with baking soda. So how many spoons of baking soda? 3 spoonful of baking soda. In case if you do not have funnel, not an issue, don't worry. Alright. One, 2, and 3. So what am I doing? I'm filling this balloon with baking soda. Alright, this is our step 1, filling balloon with baking soda. Step 2, I've got vinegar. So I'm going to fill this bottle with vinegar. So how much of vinegar? I'm so sure that most of us don't have measuring cylinder at home. That's fine. Okay. Just observe how much of vinegar am I adding. I think this should be sufficient. Alright. In step 3, I'm going to attach this balloon to the mouth of the bottle which has vinegar. So what is step 1? You have to fill the balloon with baking soda. Step 2, fill the empty bottle with vinegar. And step 3, attach the balloon to the mouth of the water bottle which contains vinegar. And step 4, slowly pour this baking soda into vinegar and just observe what is happening to the balloon. Yes? Alright. So after every experiment I do, I'm going to give you 1 minute of time where you can try out. Children, if your experiment is successful, very good, you can clap for yourself. In case if your experiment is not successful, do not get disappointed, because this video is anyway going to be posted on our Facebook page. You can replay the video and try to understand. 2, you have n number of chance to try. Alright? So this is our experiment. So I'm going to give you, your time has started, 60 seconds. You can try it out, and after 1 minute, I'll tell you what is the science behind this activity. Step 1, fill the balloon with baking soda. Don't worry if there is spillage of baking soda on the table or nothing. Don't worry. Step 2, you have to fill the bottle with vinegar. Look at the amount of vinegar that I've added. Also consider the height of the bottle. Alright? Step 3, you have to attach the balloon to the mouth of the bottle which contains vinegar. Carefully, you can take help of your parents. And step 4, you have to pour all the baking soda to the vinegar and then observe. Did your balloon inflate? Yes. If your experiment is successful, please clap for yourself. So let me tell you the science behind, what is the science behind it? What made the balloon to inflate? Okay. So when we consider any chemical, they are either categorized into acids or base or neutral, isn't it? I know you would have heard these terms, acid, bases and all. In case if you've not heard about these terms, no problem. It is always good to learn new things, isn't it? Yes. So you've learned 2 new things. What are they? Acids and bases. So what are the 2 chemicals that we've used here? One is baking soda and then vinegar. So vinegar comes under acid and baking soda comes under base. So when any 2 chemical is added, they react. You all agree with me? They react. But output can be anything. It can be an explosion, or there can be a reaction, or there might not be any reaction. So there are 3 possibilities. Here, when baking soda reacted with vinegar, that is acid, reacted with base, it liberated gas. Which is that gas? That gas is called as carbon dioxide, CO2. And when carbon dioxide is released gas, it is lighter, isn't it? What it does, it rises up. So there is no place to go out. Where? So finally it gets collected inside the balloon. It rises up and slowly it inflates the balloon. Did you all like it? Yes? So this is our inflate the balloon. If you are ready, we can go to our next activity. That is, do not open the bottle. So for do not open the bottle, we need a plastic bottle. Any bottle is fine. If you are using plastic bottle, we are not supposed to use plastic bottle, but since due to this lockdown, we are really unable to go out and purchase biodegradable bottles. So there is no other go. We have to use this. Okay. And thumb pin. I'm going to use a thumb pin. If you do not have thumb pin, that's fine. You can use a safety pin. Safety pin also works better. But be careful, because safety pin, it is sharp. It might hurt you. So be careful when you're performing this activity. Alright? Please do this activity under adult supervision. So what you have to do is, step 1, we are going to make multiple holes at the bottom of the bottle. How are we going to do it? So you can just make one hole. So similarly, 2. I'm going to make 6 holes. So you can make how many ever holes you want. So I go with 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we made 6. This is our step 1. What is our step 1? You have to make holes. Step 2, I'm going to fill the bottle with water. I'm going to fill the bottle. When you are performing this experiment, make sure you have some tray or something at the bottom, so that when you pour this water, there might be leakage of. Since we've made hole, there is leakage of water. So make sure you have something at the bottom. So let us fill the bottle with water. Can you see water spilling? Now our bottle is acting like a sprinkler system, isn't it? Okay. And then immediately you have to close. The spillage of water has stopped. What made it to stop? Okay. So just try. I'm going to give you 1 minute of time and then we'll conclude. We'll learn what is the science behind it. So you have to take a plastic bottle, make hole at the bottom. Please make 6 hole or 7, how many ever you want. Okay. Make sure you have something at the bottom because there will be spillage of water when you're filling it. So once you've made hole, make sure you add water to your water bottles. And then close it. Is it done? Is it done? Okay. So what is happening here? Why did the water not leak when I closed the water bottle? Why? It's because we know we are surrounded by air, isn't it? And air exerts a lot of pressure. So what happens here is there are air molecules. Okay? Air is made up of different molecules. They are all, it's a matter. Air is a matter, isn't it? Which has weight. Any matter, what is a matter? Matter is something which has weight and occupies space. So air is also a matter. So here I have filled water. The bottle is filled with half water and rest half there is air, isn't it? Now, when I try to open the bottle, there are air around. So when I try to open the bottle, the air which is outside is trying to get in. It is trying to push the molecules or the air molecules which is already there in. And there is space for the other thing to come out, isn't it? So a matter also tells that no two matter can occupy same space, isn't it? So when there is water already and when somebody is trying to enter in and they have to stay inside, isn't it? If I didn't make any hole, what would have happened? Simple. There is no any water leakage, yes, of course. But when I've made hole and when I try to open the bottle, there is air molecules which is trying to enter inside and creating pressure and pushing the water, telling the water that we need space inside. So you better go out. And therefore it is trying to push out the water from the bottle. And when I try to close it, there is nothing that is entering, and therefore there is no spillage of water. So was that fun? So now let's move on to our third activity, raising water. So for this raising water, we need a plate, candle. Make sure the size of the candle, the height of the candle is a little low. Okay? Please observe. Make sure you stick it on the plate, and then we pour some water. Please excuse me if there is spillage of water down. Alright. And then we have to light the candle. Children, please do this experiment under adult supervision. Alright? Since it's fire, be careful. So what you have to observe here carefully is, I'm going to close this. There are two things that you have to observe. One is the flame, second is the water. So what I'm going to do is, I'm using this beaker to cover the candle. And then immediately you have to check what happens to the water and to the flame. Alright. So for me to make it more evident, let me just color. I'm just going to color the water so that it is easily visible. Let it burn for some time. Let it burn for some time. And now what you have to do is close this beaker and check what is happening to the flame and the water inside the beaker. So what happened to the flame? It put off. Did you observe the water level rised up? Did you observe the water level rised up inside the beaker? And also the flame was put off. So what could be the reason? So now you have 1 minute of time to try this experiment. So first fix the candle to the plate, and then pour some water on the plate, light the candle, let it burn for some time, and then cover it with a transparent glass. After a few seconds, you could see when the flame is put off, immediately there is increase of water inside the glass. Here I am using beaker. So what could be the reason? So let the candle burn for some time and then cover it. So did you observe the flame was put off in fraction of seconds, and then Once the flame was put off, immediately the water was lifted. The water rose up, isn't it? I hope you are done with this experiment. So what is the science behind it? Why? So this experiment shows us, or this experiment tells us about two things. One, flame requires oxygen to burn. So what happened when I covered the candle using the glass or beaker, but it was burning for some few seconds, isn't it? Because when I closed it, there was oxygen or air molecules inside the beaker. So till the flame was consuming that oxygen. So once the oxygen got over, or once the oxygen was consumed by the flame and there was no oxygen left out, immediately the flame was put off. So this shows that flame needs oxygen. So there's something called as triangle, fire triangle. You can research on it. Yeah. And second, as soon as the flame got put off, yeah, due to the pressure created inside, the pressure sucked the air, the water, and the water rose up. So did you all like it? So now let's move on to our next experiment. Oh, I'm really sorry. So for this experiment, this is rising water experiment. Next we have anti-gravity water. So for anti-gravity water, I have a glass tumbler filled with water and a hard cardboard, okay, and a tray, just to be on a safer side, because I'm going to turn this upside down and make sure that water doesn't leak, flow down. Alright. So what you have to do is, step 1, you have to fill the glass with water, where it has to be fully filled. Okay, it has to be fully filled, and then I'm going to cover it with, and then I'm going to cover this with hard cardboard. Alright. And then I'm going to turn this upside down. Alright. This is step 3. Step 1, you fill the glass completely with water, and then you cover it with the hard cardboard and turn upside down, and make sure you hold it for some time and then release it. Yes, this is your step 3. So here, alright. So do you think it is magic? So science is magic or magic is science? What is your answer? Science is magic or magic is science? So I see most of you all say magic is science, and most of you all say science is magic. Okay. Science is magic? Okay. How can science become magic? Magic is science. Science cannot be magic. Alright? Because magicians use scientific tricks to trick our eyes and confuse us. Okay? So science cannot be magic. Magic is science. Science is real. Okay? So did you all try it? First step, you have to pour. I know my dear children, when you're trying this experiment for the first time, you might find it difficult, it might not be successful. No, not to worry. You can try it again and again. The troubleshoot is, what you have to make sure when you're performing this experiment is, the water is completely filled. Where the water is about to spill, to that level it has to be filled. So once that is filled, use a hard cardboard, cover it. That is your step 2. And then step 3, turn it upside down. Alright? Hold it for few seconds. Hold it for few seconds and then slowly take out your hand. Did it work? All right. So shall I reveal you what is the science behind it? So what is happening here is, it's just like what we saw in our previous experiment, the pressure concept. So air exerts pressure. So just think you are traveling on a two-wheeler, either with your mom or dad, anybody, okay, on a highway road in 100 speed. How do you feel? You feel air hitting you, isn't it? Also, sometimes you might feel your ears are blocked. That is nothing but air is exerting pressure on you, isn't it? Air exerts pressure. So here, it is surrounded, we have ocean of air here, isn't it? It is surrounded with plenty of air. And air has weight, just like water and our glass. Air is nothing but gas, the 3 states of matter. Glass is our solid, water is our liquid medium, and air is a gas medium, isn't it? So all these matter has weight and they can occupy space. So here, when I turned it upside down, the pressure is exerting upward, where the weight of the air is more than the weight of the water which is there inside the glass. Therefore, when water is trying to push the cardboard down and telling the cardboard, no, I have to flow out, but air is telling, look water, I am stronger than you. I have more weight and therefore it is not letting the cardboard to fall. So this is your anti-gravity water. Hope you all liked it. So shall we move to our next experiment? So I think we did inflate the balloon. First activity, inflate the balloon. And our second activity, do not open the bottle. Third activity, rising water. Fourth activity, anti-gravity water. So we've done 4 activities so far, isn't it? Now I have a question. It's just a brain teaser. Alright. So this candle, alright, this candle on one side and charcoal on the other side. Okay. And both has flame. When you blow, you light it. You light the candle and you light the charcoal. So you blow to the candle, what happens to the flame? It puts off, isn't it? But same thing, when you blow to the charcoal, what happens? It starts igniting. There's more fire, isn't it? But in both the cases, what we do is the same action. You just blow. But why in one case the flame is put off? In the second case, the flame is ignited. What could be the reason? You can think about it and then post it on our Facebook page or comment it on the comment box. Alright. So let me repeat the question again. We have 2 cases. Case 1, we have candle which is lit. Case 2, charcoal which is lit. What you're going to do is blow in both the situation. You blow to the candle, the flame is put off, you blow to the charcoal, it ignites. Why? What is the reason? Alright, fine. So with this, let's move to our next activity, which is called milk art. I know most of you all would have seen these. So whatever activities I have been doing it here, most of you all would have seen, many videos about it. But seeing a video differs from doing it. When you do it, you actually learn. You actually get to know what are the troubleshoot or where we do mistake, right? Science also teaches us doing mistake. But learning from those mistakes makes us genius and so-called scientists. Yeah? So with this, let us move to our next activity. I have milk. Why I considered Good Life milk is because Good Life milk contains a lot of 3% of fat, excess of fat. Okay. So I'm going to pour this milk to the plate. Okay, what is the step 1? You have to pour milk to the plate. And then step 2, you can add any color. Alright, I have blue color here. So I'm going to add blue color 3 drops. And then green color 3 drops. And then I'm going to use step 3. I'm using earbud. In case if you do not have earbud, you can also use cotton. I'm going to dip this earbud in this detergent, Vim detergent, which is easily available at home. Vim detergent, we use it for washing utensils. Alright. So what is the step 1? Fill the plate with milk. Step 2, you add ink. Step 3, dip the earbud in detergent. And then step 4, you have to just touch the color and observe what is happening. Did you observe the plate? Did the ink ripple? Did they all run away? Yes? So now you can try. First you have to pour the milk. Then add 2 to 3 drops of ink. Either using cotton or earbud. Dip it in the detergent. And then do not shake or do not mix it. Do not mix the color. You will not see the beauty of how the color, is going away or spreading of the color. So all that you have to do is just touch the ink and observe what is happening. It's really fun. Playing with color, playing with milk. So you have to pour milk, add 2 to 3 drops of ink, any color ink, then use a cotton or earbud, dip it in the detergent and then just touch the color. Don't mix it. So did you all observe the color moving away? Yes? Okay. So let me tell you what is the science behind this. What does milk contain? Mama always asks us to drink milk every day, isn't it? She says you have to drink milk. Why? 1, it gives us a lot of energy. Yes. Second, it's very good for our bones. Now what does milk contain and why do we have to drink milk? So milk contains calcium, different nutrients, isn't it? Also, along with that, there is something called fats. F-A-T-S. Milk has a lot of fat. That is what I told you in the beginning of the experiment. The reason that I chose this milk is because it has 3% of fat. Okay. Now imagine milk So what did we do? Milk has fat. And what did we do? We added ink. And then we dipped in the to the detergent, and then as soon as we touched it, the colors went away, isn't it? What is the reason? Because milk contains a lot of fats, and these fats doesn't like our detergent. It's like they are enemies. They don't like each other. They say, if you come in contact with me, if you come, if you want to make friendship, I'm not ready. Sorry. Okay, that is what the fat says. So fats, as soon as when detergent was added, the fats broke down into small tiny pieces, and then they started to spread. In case if we didn't add ink, then we will not be able to see the spreading, how the molecule, the chain, the fat molecules broke and how did they spread. We would not be able to witness it in the plain regular milk. That is the reason we added ink, so that it is easily visible for us to check how the fats move away. Also, you know what? This experiment gives us a moral story as well. What did detergent do? It just pushed away the fats. Same thing our doctors are telling us. You wash your hands every day for 20 seconds. It will also push the viruses and other bacteria away from us. So make sure you wash your hands regularly. Yeah. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this activity. And finally, this is going to be our last activity in our today's workshop. It's called Magic Mud. So for this activity, we need a tray. You can use bowl or plate, anything. Alright. And we would need corn flour. My dear children, where do we use corn flour? Have you ever touched the corn flour? If not, today you do it. Corn flour, usually we use corn flour to make, gobi manchurian and these sort of things, isn't it? Yes. In case if you have not touched it, try doing it. You can touch it now. You can feel it. It is very soft. Yeah, it's just like talcum powder. Alright. So first step, you can add some amount of corn flour to your tray. So when you're doing this activity, you make sure that you have hand towels and all the stuff with you, because definitely we're going to make mess here. And as well as it is really fun doing this activity, playing with it. So what did we do? We added corn flour to this tray. And then I take some water. Don't add water, add water little by little, so that you should also make sure the consistency is right. How do we check for the consistency? Add little by little, okay? Add little by little and try to mix it. Mix the corn flour. So you have to add water little by little. Don't pour it once for all. Alright. Make sure you pour it little by little. And how do you check for the consistency? So you should be able to get this consistency. Can you see? It acts like slime. Yeah? So it acts like slime. But the speciality of this magic mud is that you put a lot of pressure to it, it becomes solid. But when you release it, it changes back to semi-liquid and it flows out. That's the speciality of this magic mud. So children, now you have to think about it and give me the answer. Why, when we put pressure, it turned to solid, And when you release the pressure, or it converted to liquid or semi-liquid. Also, you can just hit it. When you hit it, just hit it, you feel it hard. But when you just try to touch it, you feel your finger is going inside. Yeah? So please try it out. Add some amount of corn flour. Add little by little water. And then make sure the consistency is like this. You can hold it in your hand. When you put pressure, it becomes solid. When you release it, it becomes liquid. So you can try it out. And for this, you are going to give me the answer. Why? Think about it. It's really fun to play with this magic mud. So hope you all like this workshop. So let us conclude the session. So what all did we learn today? We learned 6 different activities, isn't it? What are they? First, we learned inflate the balloon. Second activity is do not open the bottle. Third, raising water. Fourth is anti-gravity water. Fifth, milk art. And finally, the magic mud. Hope you remember these activities name. Also, you've got n number of chances. In case if your experiment was not successful, don't worry, you can try it again and again. If you have any doubt with respect to the activity, you can always contact us. And also, my dear little scientists, I would like to bring to your notice that in the following week, we are, GyanPro is launching sci-fi creative writing just to test where you can explore your creativity. Okay, and for the details will be posted on our Facebook page. You can check it out. And I hope you like the show. I would like to thank Tanish for giving us this opportunity, and also Dr. Supreet, the founder of GyanPro, for giving me this opportunity. And so shall we all say science is awesome? So don't you think now science is awesome? Yes, science is awesome. So thank you very much.